Previously on Going Through It, we had talked about how social media affects your mental health and your personal relationships. This week, we talk about how it affects your work environment.
So, social media and work. I think it depends a little bit on the work because since I am in entertainment, the social media is the work. Meanwhile, if let's say we were in a 9 to 5 that had nothing to do with marketing, so let's say a city government job, that might have a different effect, as in, like, let's say your boss does a Google search and finds your Instagram and finds out you moonlight as, I don't know, a Chippendale dancer or something.
Yeah.
They might not want to hire you or even keep you, you know?
Yeah.
So with my experience in social media crossing jobs, I've never been fired or, I don't know, been called in like, oh, this is inappropriate. You're representing our company in a
And a
unflattering
bad light, yeah.
Yeah. However, there is a correlation with how much jobs you get when you actually do post or don't. For me, I work behind the scenes. So really, I get my work through word of mouth and connections.
Yeah.
But I am aspiring to be a director for film and theater. And it's like, oh, Nat, you got to start posting stuff. You just got to start doing stuff. And it really is true because I'm doing my research and I'm watching other people looking for
social media is the way to go now for the entertainment industry. You can't not be present.
You can't. You just can't because you are a brand. You're now a brand. There's no way to do this without being a brand. And like in all of the senses.
And that's messed up in a way because when you become a brand, it's like you can't be yourself because whereas you had like a separate life before, now you're scared to like curse. You're scared. Like 24 hours, you're a walking brand. Work never turns off.
And I'm one of those people, I want that distinction. I want to turn off and be Natalie. I don't want to be Natalie, the theatrical tech or the actor. I want to be Nat, who happens to like ice cream, who wants to be on a boat with a margarita. Like, I just want to be, here.
Yeah.
And I already know this is going to come up with like mental problems because it's like I need to figure out how to emotionally.
You're not being yourself. You're being yourself for everybody else.
I always have to be worried about the money is what it feels like it's going to happen. I can't say yet because I'm at the very beginning of this journey, but that's my reservation about this whole thing.
Okay. So for me, I've always just been conscious about certain things when it comes to social media and jobs. And I have a YouTube channel, Kiki Awkwards. Check that out if you want. Well, Kenichi Awkwards now. And for the longest, I went by a name that I felt like if people Google search, they would never find out it was me. And that's because I didn't want my own personal views to come back and haunt me in my professional life. I was trying to originally be an accountant. Then I really, really wanted to be in corporate America and like PR and stuff. And even though PR, you still have to carry yourself a certain way, right? To be in corporate America. And now that I'm not chasing that boardroom kind of thing, I'm just like, F it, I'm me. Like, why do I have to change? So one of my jobs, I would just never add coworkers on my social media until I left the job. That was my rule because you don't need to be my business. I barely even wanted to tell you if I was in a relationship. You and I would have to get really, really close for you to know my business. So for example, I was at this job and I was living, do I want to give that away? No, I'm not going to give away what it was. But it was not New York City. So I was working somewhere and I had no one on social media. If I'm at a job, I am really, really quiet. I'm actually really shy. First of all, I have a lot of anxiety going on and a lot of things I'm just trying not to mess up that I don't have time to really be my bubbly, like outgoing self, right? So I'm just really reserved and you'll only hear me talk when I'm spoken to or I have something to say. The most people say is like, yo, she's always giggling. Because if something is funny, I'm going to laugh. I can't help it. But people usually say, oh, she's shy, right? But I had someone that I really liked add me on social media. And she was like, yo, you're nothing like how you are at work. Like, who are you? And she felt bamboozled because she felt like the person that I was at work was not who I was online. So she was trying to figure out, well, which one is you? And I'm like, they're both me. You're just seeing different sides of me. Am I gonna come work and be like, yeah, I'm asleep with his boss? No, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be like that, right? I'm gonna be, hi, whatever it was.
You're gonna be professional.
Exactly. And they would try to ask me a lot about my personal life. And I remember going to my then fiance and saying, I really don't feel comfortable with them asking me, like, are you single? Are you married? Are you, where are you living? Where do you come from? Like, they were really trying to get to know me as a person. And I'm like, that's too many questions. That's too personal. I'm coming here to do my job, make my money, be friendly, not be rude. Like, why you need to? He's like, no, this is how they do it, Kenichi. Like, people are just trying to get to know you. It's not that they're trying to pry. I'm like, no, because I don't want to tell them stuff and then it messes up. Like, they start seeing me differently and it messes with my role or my chances or whatever the case may be. And yeah, he was the one who made me say, like, you actually have to open up. He's very different. He talks about me all the time. He has pictures of me at work and everything. And I'm the opposite. Like, I don't even want you. They asked me to bring him in to meet him. I'm like, no. Like, why? Why do you need to know what I go home to? You don't need to know anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a balance. And it's because I was so paranoid that being myself would not be good enough for corporate America. So I needed to only show a blank side of me, basically, like just doing my job, like nothing personal. You're not getting to know me. And that can be tiresome because you constantly have to switch. It's a lot of code switching going on top of it, especially being Black in America. I feel like you always don't want to be that loud ghetto girl. So I'm trying to prove that, yes, we can speak properly at work. Yes, we know what we're talking about. It's so much to prove that I just can't let my guard down to be myself. Yeah. So, but now I don't care. Now I would add somebody like, yeah, outside of work, I probably dress a little scantily clad. I do my own thing. I might be a little bit loud, but that's you. If you don't want to follow me, you don't want to follow me. But unless it's something that represents a company in a negative light, you cannot judge me about that. And if you do,
yup, peace.
Yeah.
I actually got called out for that. So you see how the way I talk with some sort of slang.
Yeah.
I don't finish my syllables sometimes. I say ma or ama or something, because this is how I grew up. This is my language. But, I can switch it up to standard English and actually speak out my words. So, I have to be conscious because, we out here to get money. Now, I got to tell you, at some point, I did have fatigue. I'm tired of being this professional button up. And then I'm a good worker. I end up being the face of whatever I'm doing a lot of the time,
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, just no. So I started letting go a little bit, be more real me, because it was actually taking a toll. Let me talk how I want to talk, because right now you already know my work ethic. You already know what I'm about.
I'm capable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had this gig one time, and it was in this fancy smancy parent teacher conference, whatever. Now that's how you know they bougie, because why do they have theater tech there?
Yeah.
For a parent teacher conference. Anyway. So I'm doing my job, this and that. And the person who brought me in was like, you're showing where you're from right now. And I'm like, excuse me. First off, I'm only talking to you.
But why is that a bad thing?
Right.
Why is being from the hood or being from Harlem or wherever a bad thing?
Yeah. Right. But what's crazy is this person is also from the same place, except obviously they built themselves up to have more class.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how you're raised, though, to code switch. You're not good. Being from the hood and speaking a certain way is not good enough for a work environment. So let's switch to their standards, when in all reality, where you're from doesn't mean you're less capable. Right. Somebody could be speaking standard English perfectly and not know what the hell they're talking about or what they're doing.
So I was tight. And he was telling me this while I was eating caviar for the first time in my life. I'm like, yo, you really trying to mess up my moment, dude?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I totally feel that, but I just feel that in all aspects of my life, that I constantly have to be putting on a little bit. Just even if I go to a different country or something like that, that doesn't have a lot of Black people. and it's the first time someone is meeting a Black person, I have to keep in mind, because they already come with stereotypes, right?
And
So when
social media don't help because you don't know what kind of stereotype they're listening to now.
Thank you. All they're gonna see is the Instagram girls with the booty out. On TV, they see the fighting, the loud Black girls fighting and arguing and whatever. So you don't really get to see positive images. And I already know when someone sees me, those images come to their mind. So I'm constantly thinking, okay, I have to prove to them or show them that there are different kinds of Black people. We're not all like that. So that's why I feel like if I have to switch it up, just to show them a more professional, softer side of myself. Whereas if I already know you and I feel as though your whole thought of Black people in general is not just based on me, then I could be, get a little spicy, have a little attitude or whatever. But other than that, I'm pretty reserved. Point being, I do, however, feel like if someone gets online and they say racist remarks, or something, I don't know, then I do feel that should affect their job, because now everyone knows that you have a racist at your job. Who's going to want to come to your business?
Well, they do. Well, sometimes they get fired, for real.
That's what I'm saying. So it could be a good and bad thing. We need to have a line that's drawn. At what point? Because even the people that have gotten online and bullied someone, they've gotten fired. And that was not doing work hours, not, on the job or anything, but it's never an off button. And that's why I have a problem with, in general, in this era of this digital era.
Yeah.
Before it was like 9 to 5, you can work 9 to 5, you're on, but after 9 to 5, you can be whoever the hell you are on the regular. Now it's just 24/7. No matter what you do, your phone, they have access to your phone, they know where you are, all this, even cell phones. Like before, if you only had house phones, so if you weren't at home, your job couldn't reach you. Now that you have a cell phone, they're texting you all hours at night. Yeah, they have a philosophy now where, a policy now where it's like, okay, we're giving you a work phone no matter what hour of the day it is. If you don't pick up, you're fired if there's an emergency. So you're always on call. When are you living for you?
And you know what's real funny, Kenichi? That this is the only time where social media is taken as truth. Like, what? But when we're not at work, we have to question what we're seeing on social media, if that's even real, if it's the facade,
That's some people, though. Some people really, truly believe every single thing they see online. I know for me, for a while, I didn't post a picture of my husband. I got multiple DMs. Is everything okay? Are you guys still together? I'm like,
what?
Yeah. Why? Oh, you haven't posted a picture of him in a while. So in order to be in a relationship, or for my relationship to be good, I have to constantly be posting pictures of him. That's so dumb to me. And to be honest with you, in the beginning, I just never wanted to post any picture of him from jump. But he was just like, listen, you have to open up. And that's because at that time, I really, again, if someone found me from work, I didn't want them to know who my man was and be able to go find them on LinkedIn and find them on whatever. But I just happen to be with somebody who doesn't care. Like, listen, they find out who I am, they find out who I am. But I'm just not into the business of promoting it. It's nobody's business, really, right? And then I had someone, I think I said something, I referred to him as my husband, and the person was like, you guys are married? I was like, yeah, we've been married. Oh, no, let me go to your Instagram and see. I said, no, I'm telling you that I'm married. Oh, but you didn't post anything. So unless I post that I'm married and update my status or post some pictures means that I'm not married?
No, apparently.
It's
apparently
the
not.
craziest thing ever. So people take social media as gold, as the word, as the bond, when it's not. It's all
so
a facade. People only share what they want you to see. And the reason I pulled back on sharing my relationship, because not everybody wishes you well. I realize that people have a perception of the life that I'm living, and they might be envying me or wishing me bad or whatever, like based on something that's not even fucking real. So it's just like, I'm not gonna put it out there for you to just bad mind it. I'm superstitious like that. So I limited,
I feel you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I pulled back. Like, I'll post him every now and then because he doesn't have social media. I feel obligated to say, okay, he is alive now for the people that, you know, don't live in the same state as us and stuff. But other than that, it's when I want to. Like, what do you mean we're not together because I don't post on social media? Even if I deleted all my pictures of him, does that mean that we're not together?
Yeah. I mean, some people would definitely think.
Yeah. But maybe I just changed my mind and I don't want to post them anymore. That could be an option. But the first thing people are going to think is, ooh, trouble in paradise. They broke up.
Right. So in that case, let me ask you something. Would you ever not like somebody based on their social media?
I have.
Me too. But I think it's more the brand that I don't like because it's like you just too much.
Yeah, some of their opinions, I've never met them, but maybe some of the opinions or the way that they act, I'm like, okay, this person and we're not going to mesh well. But maybe that's just an online persona. And behind the camera or behind social media, they're completely different and I could possibly like them. But I just don't like how they portray themselves on social media.
Yeah. That's
which is messed up. But these days it's like you get to know people through social media. You meet a lot of spouses, a lot of bosses, you meet a lot of people online. And the first thing you do is go stalk their page, their feed, see like what's going on.
Especially if you're crushing on them.
I one of my jobs, once I was there, they were hiring someone else, and some of the coworkers like, oh, let's go on Facebook and see, you know, this girl. So they were going through her pictures. Oh, so she's a partier. Oh, so she does this. I was like, did you guys do this to me? Like, what's going on? And they're like, yeah, we did. And I said,
did you ask further questions? Because I would have had a whole conversation.
No, because I did not want to get caught up. And back then, I probably really didn't have a lot. I'm only now recently more open because I have the YouTube and everything like that. But back then, no. Cute pictures, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So what do we want people to walk away from this conversation knowing?
Well, I'm still going through it. That's number one. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Just be mindful of how you feel when you're looking through your Instagram. And if you start feeling like crap, stop and then start remembering all the good things.
Exactly. I would say I've come out on the other side, but I'm just right over the other side. I'm not like all the way past it yet. You know, certain things could still trigger me. And like I told you guys, I make sure to avoid those things, anything that I feel could affect my mental health, because I'm not about it. Also, what I want them to walk away with, I don't want to say be mindful of how you portray yourself on social media, because that's what I'm trying to fight against. But you do have to be mindful.
Wait, why are you fighting against it?
Because I feel like you should be able to be yourself.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I'm opening up more. And so I'm rebelling against the thought that I can't share certain things. I know I have one friend, we were drinking one time and someone's like, let's take a picture. And she's like, oh, let's hide these cups. And I said, why? She's like, oh, because I don't want anybody to see me with a drink in my hand at work. And I feel her on that because, say, for example, I die, right? And this is what I was trying to explain to my husband. He was like, it's a stupid philosophy, but whatever. Say if I die, or maybe I snap and I get into a fight with someone. The news, they go and they look for the most incriminating picture or look at your feed. And if I only have pictures of up there of me half naked and partying, it's going to be like, oh, she's a partier. When it could be that I just take pictures only when I party or something, right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm a partier, guys. I actually don't party at all, but I'm just using that as an example. People take social media as bond, like as word. So that's why I'm just like, you do have to be careful because people are crazy out here. They really think that's your real life. When it's just the pictures that you post.
And you're trying to not be so mindful in the sense that...
Yeah, I'm trying but I know the world that we live in, you still have to. Like, I can't just get on there and say whatever I want now.
Right, you can't give them ammunition.
Exactly. So I can't get on there and say
some Liam Neeson type stuff.
I know, like in one of my YouTube videos, I was trying on this dress from China or whatever. And everybody knows Chinese sizes are different, right? So I said on there, oh, and some of the bootleg Chinese websites, not all Chinese websites, the bootleg Chinese websites, it's usually cheap materials. So I was saying like, oh, my mom tried to convince me to buy from, these Chinese website or whatever. Sometimes you got to side eye those things. A lot of people were offended, like, oh, so all Chinese websites don't have good quality. Oh, I'm like, you know what I mean? The Wish, the eBays, it comes of lesser quality. I'm not saying all Chinese websites, right?
Yeah.
Another thing they took offense to, when I was in Hong Kong, nothing fit me because it's like mostly one size fit all. And again, guys, I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this. This is a scientific fact. We have different body types based on race, right? We naturally have different body types. Lip size, ear size, it doesn't mean it doesn't have exceptions. But in general,
and not like these things are bad either. It's just it is what it is.
That's what I'm saying, right? Asian women tend to have more of a smaller chest and smaller hips, right?
And smaller frames altogether.
All round. That's why we have to go up in their sizes because we tend to be bigger. So I tried on the wedding dress and I said, this dress ain't made for me now. It's made for Asian women, and they don't have as much boobs usually. Not saying that no Asian woman, because Asia is a big continent, right? But I'm saying in general, I should have probably said a Chinese woman tend not to, but whatever. That's what I said. And people like, oh, you're racist. So Asian women can't have hips. They can't have boobs. Multiple comments, Natalie, like hundreds of comments saying that I'm racist. I'm like, what? So it's just like that almost makes you not want to talk because we live in a day of outrage where people are just looking for things to be upset about.
Yeah, I think we've always been there, but
yeah, but just looking for things to break you down. It's just like, why? I'm clearly not freaking racist, so I can't say a dress is made for a certain body type and not made for me.
When the dimensions are literally for that body type.
And it's a scientific fact that we have different body types. Did I say the Asian body type was a negative thing, that having smaller breasts and a smaller butt was a bad thing? No, because and then somebody was like, girl, you're not even that thick. I never said I was thick, but I'm more big boned than the people that it was made for. That's all I was saying.
And the dress still don't fit.
Thank you. And a lot of the other comments were like, oh, you need to go up 2 sizes in Asian sizes. So if it was like we all were the same and we all had the same body type and the Asian sizes wasn't different from like American sizes, then why the hell do I have to go up? Because they tend to be smaller framed. That's all. But yeah, so that's why I'm just like paranoid all the time. I have to put disclaimers out there like, I don't mean anything by this. Don't be offended by it. And that gets annoying too. Like, we should just be able to talk and people not be sensitive to every single thing. And I'm just not talking about like those people that got offended. I'm talking about sometimes Black people. They make everything into a race thing, right? We do have valid points where it is about race, but if we become sensitive about everything, then when we have real issues, people don't take it seriously because every single day we're outraged about something. When we really need to focus in, and that goes for everybody, every race, every issue, women in general. Be really mindful of the things that you're getting upset about and you're letting social media affect you about. Did I say that? Yeah, you just have to be mindful. Just be careful because people are just looking for something to be upset about. But at the same time, try to be yourself as much as you can because you don't want to die and then you lived all your life living for people. Your final thoughts.
I mean, I said what I said. Like, social media is like, I don't know, being in a room where people are judging you. Don't try not to let it bother you because at the end of the day, you doing you.
just think about how long it takes you to decide on a picture. You can take 100 pictures and you're thinking in your head like, oh my gosh, this looks ugly. People are going to think it looks ugly or whatever. It's just so much pressure. We were already being judged before social media. You felt like you walked out the street, people are judging you. But now it's like, again, 24/7, the pictures stay up and people could just go analyze and criticize. And that puts a lot
of shit. Like,
and that puts a lot of pressure on people. Even just being bullied back in the day. Again, you go to school 8:30 to 3 o'clock maybe, and then you don't have to see a bully again, right? Until the next day. Now you go home and online you're still being bullied.
These kids got it bad, bro. Like,
I feel bad for them. I just think about how I was bullied and stuff, and if I had no escape and it was all the time, I would lose my mind. And that's why a lot of them commit suicide. And that's the one thing we're not saying, why we decided to talk about social media, because not only are a lot of people getting depressed about it, a lot of people are committing suicide based off of things that happen on social media.
And suicide stems from a form of depression. Like, that doesn't happen without depression.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's based on depression, It comes from you just feeling so dark and you have no escape.
So naturally, if a lot of us are feeling depressed because of this one thing, naturally, some portion is going to take it much more seriously than the bigger portion, and it's all valid. Like, it's a shame, really, because if we're all feeling like crap because of this, we need to think about a better solution or figure out where the fundamental problem is, which is really we're all freaking judgmental, and fix it. And the best defense,
it's not going to be fixed because human nature. Yeah, it's to whatever, but
stuck in their ways, like.
Yeah, depression rates are sky high now, and it's based on social media. A lot of people comparing their lives, feeling like they don't have. And like I said, I've been there where I'm comparing myself to other people when you really shouldn't, because you don't know. You don't know what they're going through behind closed doors.
Someone who's still going through it. I know the lesson, but the thing is, you only have control over yourself. You have to be the one to keep working on yourself so you can get where she is. Over it.
Exactly. So there's that. There are people now, not only do you just compare yourself to random people, you're comparing yourself to people that you went to high school, whereas back in the day, you would never, what are the chances you see those people again until you maybe a high school reunion? Now you really get to compare, huh?
That's even if you choose to go.
True. She's laughing for a different reason, but yeah. They're so funny. But your high school reunion, you get to see your exes now. If you lose touch with your ex, they change your number, whatever, you probably never see them again. Now you just get to type in their name and find out. Maybe you're feeling like that person did you wrong, but they're moved on with kids and seemingly happy. It's just like a lot of reasons, And also, I know a lot of people, they post a picture and they don't get enough interaction with that picture, they feel like crap about themselves. And it's like social media is about looking for validation from others.
Right.
In all reality, go ahead.
Can we name that phenomenon when you see that you did something that someone else has done and this person is getting more recognition than you are for the exact same thing? That's called phantom discouragement, and you should not let it get to you, because guess what? It's a phantom. It ain't real.
That one does affect me a little bit.
I know. It affects me a lot. Like, it was the basis of my childhood, and I'm working right now to like get over that, because there's so many things as to why this person got it and you didn't. And it could be for no reason at all, which doesn't mean anything. It's like, it's just not your turn, basically.
But on social media, I feel like I'm so supportive of people. But sometimes I don't feel like if I get the support back for things that I want to do. And that hurts, because people will call and they will ask, the same people calling and asking me for favors and calling and asking me to do things are the people that won't support. And on social media, I feel like strangers are way more supportive than the people that you know in your real life. And that affects me. That makes me think like, the people that I'm surrounding myself with do I need to change my circle? Because I feel like if I have a circle of people, they should be supportive, because I may not be perfect, but I try to be very supportive. If you have any endeavor, say for example, somebody's like pursuing music or something, right? And they're like, go watch my video that I just created. I'm going to watch it. Even if I'm not cool with you like that, I see you trying to do something, I'm going to go watch it, because it takes nothing for me to just click on the video and support you in that way, right? Whereas I might have a conversation with somebody that I'm cool with, tell them this is what I'm trying to do, but it's hard for them to say, go, what's one thing? Just maybe like, okay, for example, we say, go follow our Going Through It page or whatever. People just don't want to do it. I'm not saying yet, but I'm just saying, like, if we decide when we promote it or whatever and nobody follows it, it's like, why? We support them. What's up? You know? Or it would be people that scroll. I saw this meme that said people will scroll past your success. And sometimes in the past, where I've posted good things, strangers would like it, but the people that I know won't. And it's like, it's nothing to double tap. And I read that as, well, is it that you're not happy for me? Like, what does that mean? And it could go both ways. Why am I putting so much?
Does that mean you're taking social media too seriously?
That's what I was just going to ask. What I was just going to ask. But the thing is, you like everything else. They like everything else.
How do you know? You really tracking them like that?
You see it, Natalie. You get the notifications on your phone.
I don't. All my notifications are off.
Oh, no. I get the notifications when someone like my likes or interacts or whatever. So I know, like, it says the person's name. So you know, right? It's just like the ratio of the people that interact with your actual post on your feed versus the people that watch your feed. My feed gets a lot more traffic than my actual post. And it's just like, why is that?
When you say feed, you mean your stories?
No. Your actual Instagram page where your pictures stay and people could go watch it years after.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Whereas the stories get more interaction.
Woo! I don't know anything social media.
Yeah, so I mean, I struggle with that. And then those are the people that when you make it to where you want to be, will be like, yeah, that's my cousin. Oh, I went to school with her or whatever. That. Or be like, yo, girl, you came up and you done change. You came up and you done.
I was always like this, except I'm here now.
Exactly. But when I wasn't doing anything, like it wasn't popping, you didn't want to support. But now I'm on, you want to support. I would never forget, take off social media. Like me trying to go, I think it was to Peru or something like that. I was trying to go to Peru to volunteer or either teach or whatever, but it was in different countries that I was thinking. And I remember talking to some friends about it. Girl, why you want to leave the country? Why you want to, right? So I left the country and I came back. Oh, so you think you're better than me now because I'm the same me, but your perception of me is what has changed. So that's what I'm saying. Support people, even if it's on social media, because social media is one of the ways to come up these days. And if we're being real, any business, you gotta have a social media.
Yeah.
And any brand, even yourself, if you're a brand, you have to have social media. So if you could, it takes nothing to support the people that you love. So if you can just take the time out to support them. Don't wait until they come up now to talk about, yeah, remember me, bring
Where was your like? Where was your like?
You have to be there for people's build up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just another question, why strangers support you more than people that you know. And it's based on my social media and a lot of people's social medias that I know, it's a fact. Sometimes you get a lot more support from strangers than family.
So I'm hearing self-care. I'm also hearing support other people. And what else did I hear from you earlier?
Just be mindful. Even now I'm thinking like, damn, should we cut that Asian part out? Because I'm just thinking like somebody's going to take it wrong again. Somebody's going to say something. But it's just like so much that you have to overthink now. You just can't relax and
be mindful, but chill out. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's really it. And just remember, nothing leaves the internet. Even if you delete a picture, it's still saved, stored somewhere. Just be careful. Don't try not to send nude pictures and shit, because that will come back to bite you in the ass. Definitely,
Send
I would say that. Huh?
Send a pigeon.
Definitely, probably don't post naked stuff on there. But then again, why shouldn't they be able to? We were born naked. I don't know. I'm just conflicted on the whole situation. I'm battling what it should be versus what it is.
What it is it's a fucked up system.
Yes.
Because you gotta use the thing that hurts your mind to make
Mm-hmm.
the money. So, I mean, I think we're all going through it with this one. Because even like people whose jobs it is to do social marketing are struggling. Some aren't because they figured it out. That's a very small percentage.
But then it's also a lot of luck, though. Because
it is.
Because
and money.
Yeah. I
we're
know,
talking business level right now.
Yeah. No, I know this one girl who she's like, yo, my pictures are always so dope. They're edited, very curated Instagram, right? But she has a hard time getting people to follow her. And she said to me, because we were talking social media and YouTube and all of that, like, she has a friend who just takes it in her blurry camera or whatever, post. It could be her plate of chicken that's over, like when you have the bones, that would get like hundreds of likes, but then she's struggling to get like 30 likes. And it's just like, well, what's the recipe? And I was like, you can't compare yourself to other people, because other people might like that from her, but they mightn't like, I don't know. It's just
that's
different.
that phantom discouragement right there. It's like,
I know. And I
just don't know.
Yeah, and I was telling her, like, with me, for example, if I post a picture of myself, it tends to get way more likes than if I post a picture of like views and stuff. And I'm actually really into views and scenery and everything like that. So I get all excited about this, like, yeah, this is dope. But then nobody really interacts with that. And I was just like, you can't predict what people are going to like. And then I might see a page that all they post is scenery and they have so many likes, but you can't, it's your audience, right? You can't control your audience. You can't control what they like and what they don't like. It's nothing you can really do about that. So it is what it is. And that's why I told her, is like, it is what it is. You put it out there, make sure you're proud of your work. And then if nobody likes it, nobody likes it. You can't validate yourself. Although likes is validation basically, but you just cannot base your self-worth on likes.
Only yourself can validate yourself.
That's true. Oh, one thing before we do leave. So Kanye West was saying people should be able to use social media without showing the number of followers they have and the number of likes that they get, right? So this is what he was saying. He was saying, so it depresses certain people because people are embarrassed that if maybe they only have 20 followers or they get 5 likes on a picture or whatever. People should be able to just curate content, put it out there, and they probably can see the people that interact with their content, but it doesn't have to be out there for the world to see. What do you think about that?
Sounds like a website.
Yeah, I agree with him, and this is why. Because I see too many people validating other people based on the number of followers they have or the number of likes they get. So, for example, the Shade Room posts clapbacks, right, from celebrities. And a lot of celebrities will say, yeah, you with your 20 followers or whatever. Why is having 20 followers a diss?
That's
right?
a whack ass comeback.
Do you know all these millions of people in real life? No, maybe she has 20. She has 20 real good people in their life that she's following. That's following her.
What if those 20 are millionaires backing up her business? That's all she needs.
Thank you very much. But you have a million people just coming to your picture to criticize you, not investing in whatever service or product you're putting out there. So that person is really lower than you. You know how many big A-list celebrities I see with like 10K followers, 20K followers, and then you see these Instagram models with millions, but did they really put the work, or it's just about them being cute and them getting lucky, right? So it's a lot of luck that goes into social media too. And I have another friend, you know this friend, but she calls me, she's like, oh my God, I got 30 likes. And her goal is to get 30 likes, or at least 30 likes on every picture. And I'm just like, okay, if you don't get
fun or is her social media for a purpose? Like,
no, it's for fun, but she feels badly if she doesn't get those. Like a picture might get 5 likes, and she might delete it because
really?
she feels like it's embarrassing for other people to see that she only gets 5 likes. And I see where she's coming from, because people do say that. I've seen memes again, like nothing worse than a girl looking all cute and stuff, and then seeing she only has 2 likes. So it's memes
2
about
people thought she was cute. That's more than none.
No, but it is. And I would say in the beginning, when I first joined Instagram, I got caught up on that, because I felt like, yo, although I'm a likable person in person, like to get to know me, I'm not the girl you're gonna pick out of a crowd to be like, yo, I want to mess with her. Like, I don't know, right? So I just never felt like that. So I didn't want to join. I just felt like it was too much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got on, I'm like, yo, I have to get, because it turns it doesn't say the number anymore after like 10 likes.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram was always like that. So I used to be like, yo, if I get 10 likes, I'll be happy, because it doesn't say the number anymore.
Yeah.
It just says whatever and whatever. It doesn't show like the actual 9 or whatever. But
so in Kanye West's concept of this new type of social media,
it would be. Go ahead.
Can you still comment and share?
Yeah, but the people just won't see.
Okay.
Who else has commented? Who else has commented? Who else has liked?
Because this is not the stock market. We don't need to know. However, for it to be social, we do need to share. We do need to comment. Like, it really should be for you.
Yeah. So you will be able to reply. I'm guessing he means you will be able to reply. You'll be able to do all of that, and that person will receive your reply. But other people who aren't you won't see what you've said.
No, then it's not social media.
What do you mean?
The whole point of social media is to, like,
I guess with the account to be social, not the other people on their account.
Okay, then I guess that's one type of social media. Oh God, this is I like it, but I don't know where it fits.
It's meant for us to be social, but are we actually social in a healthy way? No, it's become
absolutely
less about. It's not healthy at all. Worrying about numbers, likes, followers, negative comments and stuff, whatever, and you feeling like everyone else could. So that friend who cares about, if she has 5 likes, she's going to delete the picture because she doesn't want people to see that she only has 5 likes. If nobody could see that, then you'd leave your picture up. You'd still think it was cute, but it was no pressure to take it down. Yeah. No one else could see that only 5 people liked it.
Okay. I mean, I still like it. He should probably do it. Like, I'll hop on. I'll probably live on that platform, actually.
Yeah, a lot of celebs said no because they worked hard for their followers, and only people with a little bit of followers would not want people to see that they have followers. So
I'm calling bullshit, because your dollars is your followers. Like, come on.
Anyway, so that's it for this episode, guys. It's been a long one, so we're just going to try to wrap it up.
Because we were totally going through it.
So many aspects that we can talk about with social media. Just be safe out there. Be smart out there.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You are worthy as you are. And if you think you need to change, then do it. You have all that power.
Yeah. Don't be out there being envious of anybody else. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors at all. Mm-hmm. Not a relationship, not a job. Don't envy anyone's success, because you have no clue.
Right? And what's for you is for you. What's for them is for them. You got no business stealing, no business copying. What's for you will come to you.
And one thing before I walk away, I had to say, when sometimes you look at people and you say, oh my gosh, they're winning, they're getting all the jobs, or so there's someone that I know who's in the entertainment industry, and it seems like they're just like soaring and taking off, and
I know who.
why not me? But are you putting in the work that person has been putting in? Are you as dedicated? Exactly. I know for sure I'm not.
Yeah.
That person is a hustler, honey.
Yo, same. Like, yo, she got mad energy. Like, mad energy.
Is a hustler and has been grinding forever. So everything that person has, they deserve it. Okay? Just check yourself. I know for a fact I'm not doing what that person's doing. I'm not out there grinding like that person's doing. So how the hell I expect the same success? Right? So just check yourself.
Yep. Well, guys.
Anyway,
thanks for going through it with us.
Yes. Thanks for going through it with Kenichi and Nat.
Damn, I got a headache now.
We're going to record another episode for you guys. So look out for that next week. And until next time.
All right. Bye.